Hey guys, let's look at our objective. I will multiply to find the area of a rectangle. So we're going to focus on finding area of rectangles today. And how are we going to do it? We are going to multiply. Yay! All right, so let's look at our first problem. Christina has a garden that is shaped like the rectangle below. Each unit square represents 1 square meter. That's important. So each square unit, y'all, represents 1 square meter. What is the area of her garden? What is the area of her garden? All right, so area. We know that area is the number of square units needed to cover the inside. Inside is important, y'all, to cover the inside of a figure. So the first way we know, we've been learning to find area, all we have to do is count the square units. So here is Christina's garden, and it's shaped like a rectangle right here. So literally, let's just count the inside of this rectangle. Let's count these square units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So there are 18 unit squares, but we know that each unit square represents 1 square meter. So the area is 18 square meters. Okay, and you could even abbreviate square like this, SQ. Now, other ways, so that was one example, which you guys have been doing, just counting the squares, the square units inside of the rectangle, or we can also use repeated addition, y'all. So, count the number of rows. Remember, rows go from left to right, side by side. There's 1, 2, 3 rows. 1, 2, 3 rows. And how many square units are in each row? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 square units in each row. So think of 3 rows of 6, right? So in each row, there are 6 unit squares. So let's use repeated addition. There are 6 unit squares in the first row, plus another 6 unit squares in the second row, and then in the third row there are also 6 unit squares. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 is a total of 18 unit squares. But we know from the beginning the word problem says each unit square represents 1 square meter. So again, the area is 18 square meters. All right, last but not least, our objective said we will multiply to find area of a rectangle. So let's get down here. Now, we know we already counted the number of rows, okay? There is 1, 2, 3 rows, okay? And how many unit squares are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know if there are 6 unit squares in each row and there are 3 rows, that represents 3 times 6 equals 18. So the area, again, is 18 square meters, okay? So again, boys and girls, to find area, you can count by ones, count the unit squares. You can use repeated addition, or you can multiply. Okay, let's look at this one. It says, find the area of the figure. Each unit square is 1 square foot. That's important. So each of these squares, boys and girls, inside this rectangle represents a square foot. All right, so let's use multiplication. How many rows do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 rows. Okay, so that'll be my first number, our first factor. 4 rows of how many? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 unit squares inside of each row. Okay, so I know 4 rows times 10 unit squares in each row is 40. But guys, 40 is not our answer because we're solving for area. We know that each unit square is 1 square foot. 40 is definitely more than 1, so we wouldn't say square foot. We would say the area is 40 square feet. Okay? I'll do one more. I think you guys got this for sure. Let's look at this figure. How many rows? 1, 2, 3 rows. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 unit squares in each row. So that's the same thing as saying 3 rows of 4. And let's see. We can say 4 plus 4 plus 4 3 times is 12. That's using repeated addition. And we know 3 rows of 4 is the same thing as saying 3 times 4 equals 12. What is the area of the figure? They did not tell us if each unit square it represents a square foot, square meters, square centimeters, square yards. So what we would say though is that the area is 12 square units. Okay? And that is how you can use your knowledge of multiplication to find the area of a rectangle.